Hey, I want to tell you a story. You might know how this goes. There's this kid, and he had a dog, and it was a big dog. And you know what big dogs do? They eat lots of food, and they go out in the yard, and, well, they leave you presents. And this kid's parents, they said, son, I want you to go out in the yard, and I want you to clean up all the mess that your dog left. Big, giant piles of doggy doo. And he went out there and he looked around. He had a shovel, great big shovel. And he looked down at that yard and he was like, oh man, I don't want to clean that up. That's going to be terrible. Oh, this is so horrible. So he looked around, he looked back up at the house. Mom and Dad didn't seem to be watching. So of course he did what all you kids would want to do. He went and played. And behind his house was a large woods. And he went out, he jumped that fence. He ran out through the woods. He was running, he was having fun, just jumping and playing and climbing trees. And he got tired finally. And he took a nap. And he laid down, he's laying there. Oh, this feels so good to be out here. And wait, he heard something. Son, dinner time. He was like, oh man, I'm starving. So he jumped up, he ran all the way back up to the house as fast as he could. He jumped the fence, ran through the arch, dodged all the giant piles of doggy doo that he may have forgotten to clean up. And he came rushing back into the house. Hey, all right, Mom and Dad, I'm starving. What's for dinner? They were just standing there looking at him. You know the look. He was like, he tried to look innocent. He gave his best innocent smile. And they just kept looking at him. He's like, what? And they're like, you perhaps did not do your chores, did you? You did not pick up all the doggy doo out there. And he's like, why? How can you tell? And he tried to smile and look innocent. And they said, why don't you look down at your shirt? Tell me what you see. He looked down. Ah! Oh no. Caught again. It was his arch nemesis. Tattletale plant. Oh man. He'd been caught. He forgot to clean the tattletale plant off his shirt. And he was busted. Mom and Dad looked at him and they said, son, this is the last time you have disappointed us once again, and this time you are in huge trouble. In fact, you're grounded for the rest of your life. He was like, no, why has this always happened to me? And you know, do you kids know who that boy was? Yep, that was me. And to this day, even though I'm grown and I own my own house and I have my own family, to this day, I am grounded for life. Every night when I go home, I don't get to go outside and play in the yard. I have to go up to the room, sit on the bed, and think about what I did all those years ago. And I sit there, and every night the phone rings. I'm like, hello? And it's Mom. She's like, son, are you sitting on your bed? I'm like, yes, Mom, I am. She's like, good. Are you thinking about what you did all those years ago? And I'm like, yes, Mom, I'm sorry I didn't do my chores and I got caught. Mainly, I'm sorry I didn't get caught, that I got caught. And she goes, good. Well, you keep sitting there and you keep thinking about what you did all those years ago. And to this day, I am grounded. Because remember, I got grounded for the rest of my life. You think that's true? It might be. It might not be true. Actually, yeah, it's not true. I didn't even have a dog as a kid. But this plant has gotten many kids in trouble because it has little tiny hooks all over it that make it stick to your shirt. And if you go out and play in the woods and you're not supposed to, you might come home with this plant on you. Kids, in fact, have been sticking this plant to each other for years to get each other in trouble. The real name of this plant is actually bedstraw. In the old days, it would have been kids' jobs to go out and collect the bedstraw and bring it home. and it would get dried, and your mattress would be stuffed with it. It made great bedding. Made a nice, smooth mattress. You'd stuff that inside the fabric, and that is where you would sleep at night. Aren't you glad you don't have to sleep on bed straw? But in the old days, you did. That's the real story of this plant. Bed straw. It has many, many other names. It's been around for a very long time. So you better watch out if you go out and play in the woods. Don't get caught. Don't do like I did.